Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for a bit of abduction. Dreamlab was just talking about, what's his name? Cole Carnage. I don't think I know him, but yeah, amazing what's happening in the streaming hemisphere, that we at our desks can compete with the entertainment that's being brought out by big companies, movie producers, studio companies and all that, and of course live sports. That's the other big thing that used to be there. So I think nobody could really predict where this is all going to go, but it explains why big companies are jumping on the streaming bandwagon. I mean, YouTube is just one website that has, of course, the largest audience share, but it's one of those things that other companies like Amazon have bought Twitch, for example, or that Microsoft are really eager to get into the streaming market with this Mixer thing. And it makes perfect sense. I guess it will be the entertainment of the future. And I love the idea that it's kind of a leveler between the people with big budget and the people with small budget. So you as a viewer can enjoy anyone's content. That's really cool. And of course that there's an opportunity for us as, just regular, ordinary humans to, either profit from it or to just do what we love and sustain a living from it. So it's almost like one step into this direction of the basic universal income. If you've heard of that, it's kind of a very interesting discussion. So yeah. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining. Julius is here. Very cool. Julia, of course, Julia is here. That is her over there. Julia has a little bit more work to do, so we're going to get started without her. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Dreamlab. And thank you, Christina, for joining. That's right, take out the middleman. I think that's what it's all about, because everyone usually takes a cut. I mean, there's still people who take a cut, such as YouTube. We were talking about this. Thank you for hosting that stream, Rod. Very nice. We were talking about this earlier. Well, Christina and I were talking about this, about how much money do YouTube take, or how much money does Twitch take from donations. So it's weird because sometimes there's more than one middleman involved. So if you make a super chat donation on YouTube, then I get 70% of that. YouTube take 30%, or more like Google take 30% of that. But that only applies if you make the donation from a desktop. So if you make the donation from a mobile phone, say from an iOS device, then Apple take 30% of what you're donating. 70% goes to Google. Of these 70%, I then get 70% and Google take another 30. So I end up about like 50% of whatever is being donated to me on Friday. So it's very, very exciting when that happens, by the way. So it's interesting to look into all these things. So there's just so much, like you say, middle management going on there, for a better term. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Before we get started with abduction, I wanted to share something with you that Rod has indeed shared on Renderosity. Rod, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, because this looks absolutely awesome. This is, let me see if I can do that with this keyboard. Yes, look at that. Rise of the Vsauth. This is a poster Rod has made, and I really love what you've done there, Rod. Very exciting stuff. So your character from the Girls from TNA in the pose and shape of the Columbia statue. That's very, very cool. I love that. Absolutely cool. And the other thing I really, really like about that is that you've explained that in the comments. Maybe you can drop a link to that image on Renderosity into the chat, Rod. What I really love is that what you've done at the bottom here. So to me, this looks like, can we zoom into this? See if we can zoom in. Oh, there we go. Look at that. To me, this looks like you've just draped the dress, and these are the effects of cloth draped on that pedestal here. But Rod explained in the comments that was not actually the case. Yeah, you should be blushing. You've done an excellent job there. Absolutely amazing. If I had my sound effects queued up, you'd get applause from all of us. There we go. And but Rod said in his comments that he's actually painted this in because something went wrong with the draping of the cloth here. And I absolutely love all the credits you've given here. That is very, very cool. It looks like a proper movie poster. I really like it. So well done on that. Absolutely groovy. Let's go ahead and see if we can start my game. So yes, I really like it when you share stuff like that, and it's inspiring for everybody to do that. Absolutely cool. Abduction was somewhere here. There we go. I haven't even started it yet. Look, we've been playing 9 hours and 11 minutes already. There we go. Now all we need to do is for this picture picture that I'm clearly seeing. Ah, there we go. To come up on this, very exciting stuff. Yes, Rod, tell us a bit more about that. Was it an Iray render? Was it a Poser render? That studio render? Did you use anything completely different that we don't quite know yet? So, let us know. Brian will be joining us later, by the way. Brian has given me some pointers on how to proceed in the game. So Brian's working today until 5 o'clock. I've been narrating a few more chapters of his audiobooks. Very good. He likes it. I like it. He says, I can't wait to find out what happens next. So very cool. The streaming, oh yes, of course, I'll do that. I don't know if it's coming up automatically, but yes, I'll totally do that. Let me just go and quickly pick up the game from where we left off there at this thing. Let me just have a look what Brian said in regards to how we can get going. Yes, speaking of donations, there is another link that Christina and I have been testing, and I'll post that in the Mixer chat now. I'll roll that out next Friday, but for now we know that it's working, so that's good to know. Oh, I've misspelled it. It's Streamlabs. I think I got it right this time. Yeah, there we go. This is the correct link. So that will let you donate directly to me via PayPal. So it goes via Streamlabs to trigger that animation, but they don't take a cut from it. So that's very cool. So let me see what Brian said here. Apparently we're not quite done with Hunrath yet. He says, although you are discovering that you can go to different worlds now, it will make more sense as what you need to do there if you first get a little further in Hunrath. Your goal is basically to get to the tree, but to do so you will need to continue to explore more of Hunrath and piece together some puzzles. There are still places that you have not been to and that you can find by going through the dome. Didn't we just know it? Didn't we know that this is exactly where we need to go? So, the answer right now, the interesting area is the dome area behind Farley's house, also accessible back behind the rail cars. Try going through there and then exploring where on the dome you can come back through again. This should help move things along. Let's do this thing. So we're going to leave this little thing alone, for now at least. Yeah, that would be really cool, Dreamlab. I think there is a way to take donations on Mixer too, but that is just like on Twitch. You have to be a Mixer partner for that. So on Twitch, you have to be a Twitch partner for that to work. And of course, for that, you have to have, I don't know, 40 billion subscribers for that to work. So, Android, I don't really know. I think that Android devices also or Google also take a cut. The Google Play Store will take a cut. I'm not sure. I'm registered there, but I'll have a look for you. I'd love to find that out as well. I would imagine to stay competitive, they're probably taking the same amount of money there. Go for coffee, Rod. We'll be here. Yes, Streamlabs are the people who provide this nice little walking animation. So when you go and host my stream, I think you can do that in Mixer under /host. That'll probably do it, I think. And that triggers that little animation, which is always super cute. I always love that little guy. So we've explored this area. We still don't quite know how to get to the tree. Patrick, how you doing? Good to see you. We can just about see Farley's house down here, the back entrance of which is where Brian says we should be looking at. So, I saw that little crib, that little bunk bed thing that you put together. Very cool. And I thought that was very funny when you said, when Dreamlabs said, hey, this is like Blender in real life. That's very cool. So I believe this, going through here, I seem to remember from last time, when we go through here, it will get us to CW's house. Well, like not to his house, but fairly close to him. This is something we really need to remember then. This is where that gets us. And the back of Farley's house, I don't know if we can get there from here. Let's see. Part of the fun about this game is really to figure out where what way leads. It must be really difficult to put a map of this together. I've been fiddling with the settings earlier when I was recording that holding loop here for the countdown clock. There is a way to turn this into a point and click option, by the way. So I suppose users who are more familiar with the Mist interface, they can turn this from a kind of walking around type world into a point and click adventure. That also sounds cool. I suppose then you have predetermined camera movements. I see. So in my head it's now kind of coming together. This here at the bottom, that's the entrance, the back entrance to Farley's house. And also, oh yeah, that part I didn't quite read out in the email that Brian sent me. There is something else that we can do with the projector in her house. So let's see how we can get there, down there. Do you know, it's already getting to a point, Patrick, where sometimes it's really difficult for us to distinguish what's a 3D image and what's a real image, isn't it? Oh, sorry, was that an issue for you, Mike? I'm so sorry, that wasn't meant to be anything disturbing. Yes, I guess the white flash happens when we walk through the dome. So the thing is, just to explain that again, let me walk closer there, maybe we can explain that better. Anything that you see purple here, that appears to be a different world, something like an alien world, where anything that looks, well, like Arizona, basically, like the Arizona desert, like this stuff, that is the place that we've come from. And for the longest time, we felt we were trapped in some kind of bubble. So when we go closer to this purplish type sky, it looks like we're seeing an outside world there that we're not familiar with. We've also explored this, but we haven't got a number to enter this little hidey hole there. Glad to hear you're okay. It's one of those things. Every DVD package these days says flashy images can cause epilepsy, and I don't want anyone to, fall over when they're watching the stream. That's not the intention at all. Well, and then of course you get images like Rod's image, where you think, well, he's blended real world images and 3D images together, so that is where things for our brain, I guess, get even more complicated. So okay, there's another white flash coming up as I suppose this is the only way to get into this part of the game, so we're going to go through this again. Boom. And I'm doing that because I know that I can get into Farley's house from here. So we've explored all this last time as well. Let's go down here. And, remind me, can we actually get through this part here, or do we have to open that gate again? How do we get to Farley's house again? Sensitive, yes indeed. Hope you're okay, Nikolai. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining us today for a funky round of Obduction. So this thing's closed. We closed that last time to walk over the top here. So it looks like we can't go through, otherwise we won't be able to reach that other area. But the good thing is I believe we can reach Farley's house from somewhere here. Was that not the case? Where are you joining us from today? Can you remember how I get to the back of Farley's house? Because I can't. Oh, have you, Patrick? Awesome. Is that through here? Patrick is trying to animate some lights on a 3D model of the Voyager spaceship that he's found on, what was the site again? I can't quite remember now. Yeah, look, this was it, perfect. Foundation 3D, that's it. Slightly awkward download process there, I must say, but very, very cool. Ooh, you're from India, Nikolai, how exciting! That is seriously international, I must say. I'm in Miami. Dreamlab is fairly close to me, also in Florida. Christina is in Germany. Patrick is in Holland. That is seriously a global audience. That is so super cool. Well, this is Farley's house. And we've explored that about 2 episodes ago, and we've been fiddling ourselves senseless with the controls on this projector, which kind of gets a light onto this. We weren't quite sure what to make of this. We can turn the projector onto here. That also didn't really get us anywhere. And Brian suggests that the secret is somewhere on the projector itself. Oh, and this is the front yard. And whenever I find this, I'm always inspired to do more things with cloth. It looks so peaceful and calming when you see some wafty cloth in a 3D game. It is just, I don't know, it does something to me. I really like cloth dynamics. Which reminds me, thank you so much for posting that link to the clothing plugin on our Discord server there, Christina, about the Blender clothing plugin. I would love to try that. I've been fiddling with Blender cloth dynamics a little bit to get reacquainted with them, but what I was really missing is this feature that you can pull and push cloth around if it kind of gets stuck in the geometry or something. So it's very, very cool that there is a way to do that also in Blender. And you say it's a free plugin? Free / with developer support for cash? Yes, Dreamlab, tell us. I would love to know that as well. See if we should meet up sometime for coffee. That'd be really cool. Can you imagine a co-stream from the eastern seaboard? So let me unlock the cursor here and have a look around. Ah, right, look at that. It's like one of those old style projectors in which you can change the slide. I'm trying to put that projector in vision so we can see what happens when we do that. All right, would you look at that? That's funny, exactly. 45 minutes easily turns into 2 hours here. Maybe we should visit by boat. What do you think? So, with mentioning names of places you lived, don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm sorry, that's a bit too specific for me. Don't give out details if you don't feel comfortable with it. It's totally fine to describe the general area, but you know, we don't want anyone to pick this up who may turn into a nasty stalker. So, you know, if you have qualms about mentioning your direct location, don't mention it. It's totally fine. We won't judge you for it. So this overlay here, of course, doesn't make much sense on this picture, but it makes perfect sense perhaps on this thing, which is also where we can turn that projector to. Like, come on. It's difficult to control with a game controller. Maybe we'll try it without the game controller. It's equally difficult. But I suppose this is kind of what it's supposed to be, isn't it? What do you think? Yet, what does it mean? Oh, that's good to hear, Rod. That's very good to hear. The girls from TNA are always by your side. That's very cool. Does that do anything? No, if we've done that. So it makes me also wonder then if we can we eject that slide completely from here? Is there a way that we can just take that out? No, we can just switch it back and forth. See if there's anything else on this projector that we can play with. No, that just turns it. And that swaps the slide. Oh, what? Where's Abkhazia? Where is that, Mike? Yeah, you guys could meet up for coffee as well. 500 kilometers to Americans. That's merely a trip to the supermarket, isn't it? 460, look at that. It gets closer every moment. Well, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, just so that we have it in our little archive here, because I still have no idea what to make of it. There's something else here. I wonder if we can pick that up. Something white here downstairs? No. We've read all these. See, Margate, there is a little town in the UK that's called Margate, isn't it? Yeah, Julia nods. Julia has a little bit more work to do for the company that we both work for, and which is a home delivery company, shopping type of company, and then she'll join us. And she told me earlier it's very enjoyable to just keep half an eye on the game and say, that's really, I wonder what's happening. And this is one of those instances where we thought, we've been to this room before, now we've uncovered another thing, but it doesn't make any sense, does it? I would love it. I would love that, Patrick. Let's do that. A symbol. So yeah, we were thinking about that without the projector as well, Nicolau. And it's it's one of those. It's one of those we couldn't make head or tail of it. So it's either number 15, could perhaps be the swastika, but now that it's overlaid with dots, what does that mean? Right. Oh, that's where you are. Look at that. Well, we truly are a very international audience. And isn't that amazing that a game and YouTube brings us together like this? That is just so cool, isn't it? We truly span the globe. Sometimes we have Steve join in. Steve is from, was it Sydney? I believe so. Sydney, Australia. He's probably asleep by now. A wall or ledge? What do you mean? Well, it's one of those things. I wonder if the 15 represents something that we've seen here. I mean, we can also, now that we know what this is, it is a brain teaser. We can also, why don't we try and put this thing back over to the city? Oh, in Queensland, that was it. Yeah, that's right, that was it. Queensland. Steve's a remarkable man. We're very, very glad that we have him in our midst. It's not quite in the center. I don't think it's meant to be on this map, but you never know. That's kind of more in the center there, isn't it? Something like that. Oh, it kind of is in the center. So the tree, that middle blob is definitely on the tree. I wonder if it means something. It does, doesn't it? Yes, I think it belongs more on the other map. And I think the fact that the tree right in the dead center of this map, I think that's just another brain teaser, isn't it? Chemin, something like that. Oh, Rod, look at that. You think? 1517. We did have a 4-digit number that we need to find, wasn't it? No, actually, there was a 3-digit number and a 6-digit number. My God, how do we ever find these places again? That's the other question I have. Oh, sure, I'm here, I'm waiting. I think I want to go and just take a screenshot of this, just so that we have it. Excellent, Rod. I haven't either. I believe I tried to play it, but it really wasn't. I didn't have hardware back then that was capable enough. It's another experience that I have to, perhaps with you, do one day. This Mist collection is available on GOG.com. Great Old Games. It'd be awesome to pick that up again. There's the whole thing: Mist, Riven, Uru. I wonder if we can also just point that thing elsewhere and see if that makes any more sense. If anything makes sense, if any images spring to mind, do let me know. Is it maybe not even meant for this? Is it maybe meant for the war or whatever? Can you imagine? That'd be kind of crazy. Oops. It's not easy to line this thing up so that you can oops. I'm trying to go up and down, but that doesn't work, so the projector only goes left and right. Which is, just as well. As long as we know that. No, I can't turn the picture. I've tried to extract the slide from the projector as well, but that also does not, that doesn't work. Yes, I wonder too. 15 dots. Yeah, so that's all that Patrick said. That Brian said. There's something you missed about the projector in Farley's house. Try playing around with the projector itself. The resulting clue will make sense when you've explored a little more. The dots over the 15, so just above the 15, there are 3 dots, or 7. I wonder if this is not going to make sense to us just yet, because there may be something missing that we haven't quite found yet. Maybe. Let me just read out what he said again. So that he says, your goal is now basically to get to the tree, but to do so you will need to continue to explore more of Hunrath and piece together some puzzles. So, on the lines, you say? I'm not seeing it. Let's figure it out. Let's find out. On, off, definitely on the agenda. Remember, we don't have any inventory here. Haha, what happens when we do this? Maybe we should illuminate just the blackboard, see what happens then. Nothing. Well, that was worth a shot. We don't have an inventory in this game, so another idea that I would have is to pick up some kind of, I don't know, spray like luminol or whatnot, and spray it onto any of these surfaces, and then project the dots on it and see if that makes a difference. But alas, we do not have that. Is there anything special about the cable of the projector? Does that go into here? We can't undo that. And likewise, we don't have any other slides we can try in the projector. Yeah, let me try that, Dreamlab. That's a good idea. So this just does... Whoops. Moves my chat window out of the way. That's not what I wanted to do. This does just this. So that just changes in between one slide and the other. Anything else? Maybe the focus or something. That'd be kind of cool. That just turns it. What does this thing do? Not much. Let me bring that thing down again here. Oh, you mean align the dots with a line? Is that what you mean? That may be, yeah, that may be something. That may be something. Okay, let's try that. If we just turn this, I have a feeling as well, it's something about the alignment, like this. Now that would bring all those dots. Ah, great minds think alike. I like it. And the only other way, you'd think when I move the mouse to the left, the thing goes to the left, but that's also not the case. You know, to make it just a tad more challenging here for us. Oh, there we go. Does that do anything? That would be really difficult, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that fits. That also fits. So tricky. Well, let's try something similar with the map of the town. Oops. Man. These controls are a tiny bit challenging. So the middle dot where the tree is, that makes sense. But yeah, actually we can do something similar with the middle dot being here, for example, or even here. But if it is in fact a clue, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. But the good news is Brian may be joining us later, so perhaps he'll shed some light on this projector nonsense. Let's see what else we can uncover outside. So there's this other puzzle that I remember we had last time, in which, let's just go out of the front door of Farley's house. The lines on the dots, on this map, you mean here? You mean on this map? Oh yes, it's on this map. Do you know, that could be alien device in the garage. Ah. Makes zero sense. That could be too. That could be too, Rod. I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. We know where it is, should we need to have a look at it again. Alien device in the garage. Well, the other thing we did last time was to take our little cart and do a bit of track racing. And one of the things that we managed to do was go through here. Tis a puzzler indeed. Okay, white flash coming up, guys. Yes, indeed. And we've now gone through the bubble and we're coming basically out on the other side. So it's you walk out north and you come back into the same world in the south at the same spot. So 180-degree turn there. And we took this track and we took our little train device thing up to this door. And the door here, so this whole thing, this is actually maybe tying in with what Mike just said. This we can probably open from the back, but how is not entirely certain. I can only tell you where this thing is, so then we can maybe drive through it and see if we can find out what else is happening behind it. This is the area that we've just explored. So there's this thing over here. That's the train yard here. Oh, come on, cursor, don't do that. That's terrible. There. This is the train yard here. We went through this. And we've been at the top of kind of down here somewhere. So we can see whatever's going on behind the gate. But how we get there is certainly also a puzzler. Climbing. I think it's one of those games that doesn't allow you to climb or to jump. You can only walk up slight slopes. So like these rocks, they would be too steep to walk up. Yeah, just about. We could have a look what happens if we walk through here. See where that gets us. That gets us here. This is another little place we haven't explored yet. We've deduced that we can probably align our cart and take these rocks away. That is possible. Boris, thank you so much for subscribing. Very exciting. Welcome aboard. So these rocks have a slow... Wouldn't that be cool? And we can just drill these rocks away. So these rocks have a slight glow to it, a red glow. And we could feasibly bring our cart back and then align our blue laser. That'll get rid of these get rid of these rocks. And that means we can have a look inside this hole here, inside this cave. I think that looks like a project we should undergo, don't you think? Let's try Dreamlab while we're at it. Come on. So you are saying, because we were thinking about this last time, weren't we? So you come out, you face the same way. You face the same way. And we literally want to come out behind this fence. So I think we deduced that if I just park myself here, go forward, then go right, and then come back, that may bring me behind this fence. There's also containers and all that, so I probably have to go quite a way to the right, but let's try it. That'd be kind of cool. Let's do this. Yeah, look at that. So, Dreamlab, I like your thinking. We go all the way here, and now we just go back through here, right? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's almost like our theory is mostly correct, but not entirely. Oh, look at that. Actually, is this Well, on the other side, I basically went the wrong way. I basically went the wrong way. So I came out here, it flipped the direction. So I came out here, then I walked that way, thinking, hey, this is exactly where we need to be, but of course no, it's the other way around. Do you know, wouldn't it be funny if this is exactly what we need to do? Because I can just imagine that if we blow those rocks away, maybe all we find is a hole that we can walk through, and that will get us out exactly where we need to be. Does that make sense? It does to our sleep-deprived brains. Kelvin, 0 Kelvin! We've been abducted, please help us out! So nice of you that you could join us. Let's do this, let's grab our cart. So, Brian, here's what's happened. We just had a collectively very cool idea. So, we've explored the projector in Farley's house. So far, it had 10 viewers completely stumped. So there we go, that's that. So we may need your help there. We did discover that when we fiddle with the projector, it comes up with this dot pattern that we can overlay onto both the city and the number 15, which sadly got us nowhere. So I think there's still something we may be missing there. Then we thought, let's go back to our little train track cart here, which still needs to go somehow through here, for which we assume we need to open this door somehow. So what we thought then is to try and go beyond this whole wall here. And with the help of our coming out north, coming back in south type theory, we thought, well, great, let's just walk out of here. Then we turn right and walk back into the bubble border thing. That should bring us out here. But of course we discovered that that will flip our direction. So Dreamlabs worked out that if we do this and just go to the other direction, that would basically get us into the right direction. So here's what happens, of course. We come out here. This is all awesome, that's what we want to do. Technically, we want to go into here, but that doesn't work, it's the wrong direction. So we think we should go further towards here and then pop back into the bubble, which would then mean, if we do that, maybe we'll end up behind that door. So then we found, well, actually, that's probably going to get us here. So the next spot in our chain of thinking was to grab a cart and demolish these boulders. What do you think of that? That's what we're going to do next. Look at that, awesome. That is good to know. Let's do this thing. It's always good when a plan comes together. Also, we're no longer getting dizzy when we walk through the bubble thing. Hope there's enough power in our cart still. And it is a literal track indeed. That was the wrong way. Oh yes, I remember. I need to... This is a little bit tricky to get out sometimes. Got to be in the right position, otherwise I'm not allowed to leave the cart. There we go. The cart. Sounds like a shopping cart, doesn't it? So we need to flip this switch. Go back in this machine, which looks like it's been built by aliens, doesn't it? Oh, can you? Let's try it out. Do you think I can? The action comes up, but if I try and do it, I can't actually move the switch because the controls mean I have to... Yeah, I think it doesn't work because the controls that I need to move the cart. Oh no, there we go. Mouse action makes it all possible. Thank you, Patrick, that's very cool. And as soon as I've tried it, now it's of course the wrong way again. Oh man. Let me try it again from the inside. Come on, can we do this? Oh, that'll make this all more drivable. Alright, let's try this out. Well done! This is great. This is one of those games that should really be played in company. I think anyone who attempts to do this on their own, that's just frustrating. I'll slow down a little, shall I? I don't want to, you know, destroy the universe. Okay, there we go. Back on the other side. Patrick, this is awesome. We're just going to go over the switch. Casually lean out of the window. And flip it over. If we can. Yes, we can. Awesome. Right. Back over here. Oh no, that's the wrong way, isn't it? We were totally right on track. Were we? No, we weren't. No, this is correct. This is correct. I'm confused, of course, because last time I went to this little thing that we need to reach on foot and not in the cart. I did go there in the cart once, but how do I get there again? Trial and error is the only thing we can do here. We've tried this. Okay, I'm going to leave the cart here. I'm going to explore on foot quickly because I cannot for the life of me remember where that thing was that had these rocks. This is our tiki bar here, by the way. We've discovered that last time as well. We cannot make head or tail of anything inside here. But, you know, nice open sign greets us. That's good. Even though the lamps are off. That's cool. We had some music here. I thought that was cool. There we go. Ah. Crash side bar. We've got flashy lights and everything, so that was nice. I can't help but think that there's probably another puzzle hiding in here, but we'll worry about that next time. Yes, there's another puzzle location that we found, but I think there's still something in here. Well, let me refresh your memory, Rod. You were watching the stream. And before that, you were getting coffee. Hey, this is how we can help each other out here. This is good. So, my fellow abductees, this is potentially where we need to go. Yes, it is. Perfect. So this is where we need to go. That's awesome. And we're going to park our little cart about here, point that laser at those things, and that's that, hopefully. So, knowing where to go is, of course, only the first step. Now we need to figure out how do we get here. Let's follow these tracks and see if we can somehow... Ah, yes. Gotta make it to the tiki bar. And we're not that far away from it. Look at that. We're not doing too bad here. Tiki bar. Ah, wrong direction. But casually leaning at the out the car. Oh, Patrick, that was a wonderful tip. Brian, how did you play this game? Did you play this with a game controller or did you play this with a mouse and keyboard? Oh, very cool. I found in the settings that there is an option to turn this into a point and click adventure. Have you tried that out? I was kind of surprised to see that. That's actually a very cool idea to retain that game mechanic there. It is so funny. This thing behaves almost like one of those old steam locomotives that doesn't necessarily go up hills that easy. There, I think this would be the perfect angle. Margarita, yeah, we'll see what we can do about that, Rod. Definitely going to do that. All right. Aiming this thing is slightly tricky. If you haven't seen that before, by the way, this is kind of cool. If I flick this switch here, then this gray area, which looks a bit like, you know, the skin of something, turns into a camera feed of whatever this laser thing is pointing at. And as soon as I aim correctly, which I think isn't quite correct, I'll be able to trigger that laser and then blow those rocks to kingdom come. And I think because that laser beam is in front of us, I think we have to go back a little bit and then re-aim. See, there we go. Awesome stuff. Oh wow, is there, Mike? Drop a link in the chat if you have that handy. That sounds really cool. Well, now all we need to do is press a button and that should have Patrick says bless you. Julia says thanks. See, Julia should have a microphone. Or I just get the one that's Patrick says you're welcome. See, it's like you're practically on camera and it's practically like you have a microphone. Oh my god, this is super exciting. Also, this is creepy, isn't it? Because this looks like something else has bled into our dimension here. Makes me wonder if that's the purple shiny stuff as soon as it enters Earth. Ah, one of those recording devices smashed to smithereens. And just like we expected. Oh my god, is this cool or what? So this should now get us out just behind that shed. Or that container yard. Containers everywhere. Oh, cloth. That is cool. Do you know, I've been playing some... Not Jak and Dax, that was the other one. What's it called? Ratchet and Clank earlier on the PlayStation 3. And it is just so exciting to see how far we've come. I mean, I'm standing next to something that's quite clearly cloth with a slight bump map. There's definitely burlap here. Next to some rock texture, and that's also quite clearly rock. I mean, the geometry aside, it's just the texture work is just so cool. Including a slight bleached out effect and whatever is kind of dark underneath it. Fantastic. It's almost like you get this feeling, and I suppose this is just what our brain is being tricked into. There's this fuzziness going on above it, isn't there? So cool. Of course, Christina, yes. If we don't speak to each other before, have a wonderful time in hospital. I hope it's all going to go well. You're more seasoned than any of us, so I hope it's all going to go really well, and I hope you're going to be back with us for Friday. Wouldn't that be cool? I hope you're going to be out by Friday for 3D shenanigans. I'll try and do something about the D-Force magnets. That's the plan. And all the best. I keep my fingers crossed that you'll survive it all.
Good luck, Christina.
Julia says good luck. That is nice. That is nice. And maybe, if you do have even the weakest internet connection there, like 0.1 blobs, there's always Discord. So we can stay in touch. That's our exit. That's great. Let's have a look on the scrapyard. Hello, beached whale. Look at that. Yes, our thoughts will be with us. Our thoughts will be with you, Christina, for sure. Yeah, that would be the worst. Do you know, Patrick, I had my first modem was a 19.2K modem. That was just between 14.4 and 28.8. And of course, it would only ever connect at 14K because, you know, what the hell is 19.2, right? I mean, literally nothing, that's what. Aha! Open sesame! Now we can drive our cart right in there. Yeah, 56K, I think I had that later then. That was my next one. And also the last modem I've ever had. Well, like, you know, dial-up modem. Oh, is that so? Yes, of course. It's a circly bit, isn't it? Yes, yes, yes. That is the thing that makes the cart turn around. Well spotted. Oh, cool. So this means we'll be able to blow up many more rocks that we couldn't reach before. Yes, Patrick. 180? Let me be your hands. Of course. The thing is, I've picked up a game recently on sale at Steam, and it's called... Open it. Open what? I can open something? See, I didn't even see this. The rail. Oh, you mean this thing here? Yeah, well, I guess this is going to be coming in handy as to... Yes, exactly. It's open already. I just opened it. No worries, Patrick. Do you know, there is a game, speaking of interactivity, and this is partly why I bought the game. It's called Late Shift. And it's less of a game and more of an interactive movie. And I bought that because A, it was on sale, B, it could be interesting, and C, it integrates with Mixer. So there's this thing called, I've forgotten it now, I think it's called MixPlay, and it allows you guys who are watching on Mixer to take on the controls of the game. So you can influence the game in certain ways, so that makes for true interactivity. So I've heard that on some games you can put obstacles in the way, or you can give the player power-ups and all that. But in this case, I think we can vote which way we're going to go, and it integrates directly with the game. I'd love to try that out. So I'm thinking we can do that once Abduction is over in the Monday slot. Or in addition? I'm not sure yet. Absolutely, Rod. If you need me to stop somewhere, let me know, and then I can post them on Discord and you can grab them from there. So it looks like maybe that was all we had to do here. Open this thing so that we can turn the cart around. That is very cool. I'm thinking, Rod, perhaps something like, I don't know, something like this. I'm always thinking about your characters here. Oop, there we go. Little screenshot. To the left, he says. This could also be cool. No, straight. Ah, yes, Patrick. You see, you're spotting all the good stuff. Yeah, stand on the shovel and then press the button. What could possibly go wrong, huh? Oops. Dang. Uh-oh. Ah, another button. Thank God for that. The insulator. Oh dear. The insulator, was that at the top, Rod? Very, very cool. Let's go back. I mean, assuming that we can go back. What is this thing downstairs here? Oh, this is of course the garage, isn't it? This is the petrol station, the gas station. How exciting. All right, let's go back up and then we'll come back down. There's so much to explore. Now, Rod, you're going to have to explain to me what an insulator is, because I have no idea. Do you know, one day I'm sure that's going to be possible. And that'll make gaming really cool if you just go, do you know what? We're just going to hand the controls to Patrick and Patrick can walk around. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Things on top of... Oh, that thing here. This is what you mean, right? Is this the insulator that you mean? Sure, there we go. Do you need anything else while we're up here? Yeah, let's take one more. There. Let's have a look downstairs. Me too, truth be told. Yes, and red barrels always means something could explode at any moment. Those noises don't quite help, do they? So I'm assuming we can go back up here. Yes, we can. Looks like we can go wander back up. That's cool. Well, can't go swimming. Just as well. Oh, ladder. Good stuff. Oh, ladder. Stairs, shall we say. But the good thing is, Streamlab, there's also blue barrels, so that makes up for it. And cinder blocks. What is yours used for, Rod? that insulator. And how's the new car battery, by the way? Is that doing as you wanted it to? As in, start your car? Ah, this thing sure makes a noise. Oh man, they really did their homework. Those sound effects. Maybe I'll grab one of those from my Stream Deck. Yes, Patrick, if you need any other screenshots, let me know. This could be cool, something like that. The alien could come right out of that room there. Oh, speaking of alien, there is a thing. It's another DAS sale, like Mike was saying earlier. There's another DAS sale on, and it's the same thing that they had before. Garage and downtown. Ah. And they have the Reptilian for the Genesis 2 male currently on sale for $2.99. I don't know which one, Patrick. Which one shall I flip? Shall I flip both of them? I'm scared. Shall I flip the one that's kind of obvious? This one here. Let's flip that. Downtown. So downtown, it looks like downtown now has power. I wonder if we can do anything with the fuses. I mean, not that I'd like to touch them now, but maybe one needs to be replaced, you know, that sort of thing. It looks like it doesn't. Just want to be, you know, I want to make sure we're doing the right thing here. Also, it looks a bit dusty here. Let's close this down. Ah, okay. Junkyard, Cave Sphere, CW. So everyone has their own fuse up here. Very cool. Yeah, leave the doors closed. And before we enter this, which I can't wait to do, let's just finish our little exploration about what's going on the outside here. You know, just a guess. Do you think they've built all this? Or do you think some of these assets are purchased in? I wonder how games companies work these days. I mean, several of these, they're easy to build. But I wonder if it's kind of cheaper to buy assets in or use the in-house developers to do it. Ah, more buttons to press. Let's open this up, shall we? Ha ha ha! Oh, Rock, this could be a continuation of your previous picture where the girls were standing in front of the garage. Now, they may have worked out how to open the garage door. Yeah, so last time we had a shot from somewhere here. There we go. Do you know, how does it work actually, Rod, with the OneDrive folder? Can I put things into your OneDrive folder? I can put them on Discord, no problem, but I'm thinking that would be cool as well. I just drop them into your OneDrive folder. I wonder if that's, you know, if that's going to work too. Rodeo Fuel. To always make sure you don't fall into the water when you keep going backwards like that. Yeah, otherwise we'll do it with Discord. That's also cool. I'll put them in the game chat. All right. Let's see what's going. Oh, man, the screenshots just don't stop, do they? I mean, I'm walking through this and I'm thinking, my God, I just like looking at it. It's really, really cool that we can do that these days. It's no, not at all. It's a. What was that? Ah, does that remind you of something? Ha! No, I'll post a link on that on my website. It's just a folder, and they're all stored in there. So this thing, did I just... Oh my God. On this keyboard, you mean? 1.5 on this keyboard? And hit enter. So, is that true that whatever I've just pressed here makes a connection there? Maybe this is a user guide. Oh, look at that. The multi-purpose Verlaine control panel interface. Let's have a look at that. And look at that, it comes up with combinations. I wonder if it's literally only the number 15 that we needed to know about so that we can get this thing working. Oh my God. So let me read this out to you. This is the control panel that the Verlaines have supplied for our use. The Verlaines were, I believe, an alien race, right? That is nice, isn't it? Yeah, I think so too. Lucky for us we found it and hasn't crumbled quite to dust yet. Although they are able to control their systems via vocalizations, they have provided these control panels for other species to have limited access and control. If you have trouble, please find Noah for help. Sure, we'll call him, shall we? Remember, the Verlaine numbering system is base 4. Oh, good. Drag from one blob to another to form the Verlaine digits. Drag between blobs to disconnect. The standard panel has 5 digits, but single-digit panels are also used. Use only first digit to simulate a 1-digit panel, 0 to 3. And all panels will auto-correct for invalid entries. That is a shame, isn't it, Dreamlab? Base 4, what does that mean in human terms then? Is base 4... It works like binary, but with 4 digits, so... I don't really understand it. So we have, if it's base 4, does that mean we have all 4 zeros? Then we have 1, 0, 0, 0. We have 0, 1, 0, 0. We have 0, 0, 1, 0. And we have 0, 0, 0, 1, I guess, right? That's base 4. What do you even call that? What do you call base 4? Man, that's gonna mess with my brain. And we have 12 positions. Is that the amount of things we can do? 0 to 3, right. Right, yes. And so forth. So would that be 12? Because I see 12 positions here on that sheet, I guess, that we have to fill out. We can bring that up, actually, Mike, let's bring that up, because the good thing is our screenshots are retrievable in the game under photos. Let's see here, there we go. And I guess another overlay, let's see. We've got the overlay of the city, but that's not what you mean, right? We've got that, where we've shifted the dots slightly further. Oh, you mean the other overlay. You mean the one that just had a circle on it, like this one here. I mean, not that we've... This one, you mean? No. That's also not it. It's got some funky numbers on the floor. That's not what you mean, is it? The one with all the dots. Well, wasn't that this? This was the one with all the dots, wasn't it? That's all. That's the only dots we've got here. Two pictures with two lines. If so, I don't think we took a screenshot of it. Oh, do you mean this one here maybe? Was it this? Oh, that's what that means, Dreamlab. Okay, so that's a base 4 quaternary. Is that how you pronounce it? Quaternary? Quaternary, perhaps. Two chips. I'm not sure if I understand what you mean. The two chips. It looks like we need to bring out pen and paper to make this happen. Right, Mike. Let's have a look. So this basically, right? As if we were to move the overlay slightly down, then we get the number 15. We can draw out the number 15. Oh, the slide, Patrick, that's the slide. Yes, we can slide that over. Am I correct in assuming, Patrick, that if I had lined up the overlay on this projector slightly further over to the right, that the three dots kind of line up with the number 1, and the rest of the dots would kind of line up then with the number 5? Oh my God. This is not something for the faint-hearted, is it? Well, let's see if we can recreate it then. On that alien machine. So literally... Let's see if I can... Right, and then this is how I make a connection. Okay, I like it. So like this, get rid of that. And then get rid of this. Oops. No. And that. What do you think? And this is a button we can press? Oh. It turned into something different. Oh, and look at that. It says 406. Remember that number. Gotcha. I wonder if this device essentially lets us figure out what the base 15 system is. We have 3 numbers, and there was a gate that needed a 3-digit input, didn't it? Yes, absolutely. Can you remember how we get there? I think I can just about remember. I'm not entirely sure. It requires a little bit of walking around, but it will certainly get us in there. Type 406, Mike, on the cash register, you mean? I'm not sure if that's what we're meant to do. Right, yes, that may make sense. Let's try this again. Let me just reset this thing. Because I wonder if it works kind of both ways. If we go by what Dreamlab says, what happens if we type in 10? Oh, error, excellent. Let's go clear. 1, 0, enter. I wonder if it works both ways. Look, that's it. This may be the quaterny, what was it again? The quaternion number system of the representation of the number 10. Quaternary. There we go. Thank you so much. 15 in decimal is 33. You see, this is where most things always start going wrong. If you try translating binary into decimal, and then you have to have hex in order to remember it better and all that. I think sometimes it's really easy to just stay in one thing. You shouldn't have said that. Take the credit for it. So I'm then wondering if this representation on the alien device is 10, and I go and say 11, and I hit enter, it changes representation. So perhaps if we go back to our thing that is on the desk, we could literally map this whole thing out. I wonder if this is if we ever need other things that, you know. Oh, should that work? I wonder. Let's try 22. That's also a good number. Someone had a lot of fun with it. Let's try number 15 again. 15, enter. Come on. Oh, no, hang on. Let's try clear first. And enter. Oh, that resets it. Perfect. So now let's try 15. Or, in fact, let's get clear, hit enter, and now we draw this diagram on here and see whatever the number is that comes out. Let's try that. So like that. And then hit enter. Oh no, then press this button on the device. Ha ha ha. And still comes up with 406. So I guess that's a good indication. Maybe that is the number that we need to use. That would be really bad. So, you know, why don't we try that? Since we remember 406, let's type 404. I wonder if the developers have. This is the alien code for page not found. Oh, so you think, Mike? Type 15 on the left, you mean, Mike, or on the right? Oops. Let's try 16, see what happens now. 407. Oh my god, look at that. That's interesting. So then I guess That could be a 4. Ah, that's 326. Shall we stick with 406 and see if we can hack that into that door? And if it doesn't work, we always know where to come back to. How's that? The alien device. Let's do that. Oh my god, this is exciting. Ah, is there anything else that we need here? I mean, it's always easy to get lost in rooms like this. Yeah, what the hell is Moolah Cooler? Moolah Cola. Comes in bottles like this. Kenway, Bilheim and Bale law offices. Free consultation. Auto accidents, slips and falls, all other injuries. Yes. Can you imagine? Well, it is a 6-digit number, isn't it? 5-digit, 7-digit number. There's more numbers over here. Was it 6 digits that we needed? Missouri, look at that. Do they have Florida here? Nah. But hey, more numbers. Oh, and belts. Rod, you sure you don't need a belt? Because, you know, we've got a few. It looks like brand new ones too. And you know, this goes to show how far game development has come. They haven't just made one and then just scaled it up and down. They've actually made 3 different ones. That is clever, isn't it? Yes. Can we open it? Rod, if you're looking for your hair, we may have found it. It's in here. I tried to open this earlier, but I don't think I was successful. Oh, camera. Anything in here? Sorry, Rod, I couldn't open the cupboard. They got your hair locked up there. Terrible. Moolah Cola. It does, doesn't it? I wonder if there's any other cameras here. Oh, I wonder, more to the point. Where's the control center for that camera? This noise freaks me out every time. Okay, off we go to punch in that number 406, if that is in fact the right number. Oh yes, can we get out through the front here? Thank you so much, Mike. Awesome. Slight delay there, but hey, that's cool. Very, very cool. I need to get on that marketplace. Was this, in fact, the 3-digit door? Ah, yes and no. It was enterable from the other side, wasn't it? Okay. I believe it's connected, but I think we have to go all the way around here. I don't even know if we can reach it from this way, or if we have to go bubble jumping again. That's a good word. Maybe we should use that. Artwork, huh? That was the back entrance to Farley's house. Yeah, this is the back of Farley's house. I think the number that we need to enter, that is, I believe, somewhere up here. Oh yes, I remember. We have to go somehow through here. Not that I remember where exactly, but it should get us. I'll go for it. Could be here. Could be here. No, it's not here. Do you think it's where Farley's house is, Patrick? I thought it's somewhere up a ramp like this, somehow. And then... I'm so confused. Yes, technically up here. If we walk over here, this is going to get us straight into that little hatch that was openable with 3 digits. How did we get up there again? I remember. It may not be the shortest distance, but I certainly remember, because when we go back to CJ's place here, yeah, I think it was kind of a weird one. You go into some kind of a corridor that leads to nowhere, and then it appears as if we're coming out at the other end. Can I remember where that is now? It's either here or... No, hang on. It was further over here, wasn't it? Yes, there. I'm sure there would have been a shorter way to get there. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one too. Patrick, 180 degrees here, this way. That's it, Patrick, absolutely correct. That is exactly right. This thing up here. How did we get there? The other side, isn't it? Right. I think I know how we get there. Go back this way. Oh, this you mean here? It almost looked like that. Looks like it's just the... Yes, I think so, Rod. I think we go... Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. I think so too, Brian. I think so too. Let's try that out. Farley's house is not so far away. That is actually quite nice that the game world isn't actually that big. Sometimes in Grand Theft Auto I was thinking, my god, I'm gonna have to go over there? It takes like 20 minutes just to start a mission. Well, in Brian's defense, he hasn't played this game for a while, or so he says. I'm looking forward to when we watch the credits for this game. We should be able to see you in the credits, Brian. Haha, very good. So there's two ways that we can enter the bubble behind Farley's house. It could be here. Yes, I think this is where it was. Just needed to go slightly further here, or does it flip the directions again? It's that direction flipper again. Could this be it? Or are we actually in the right place already? That is a nice holding screen as well, isn't it? With the water effects. Rod, me too. So confused. I think it was going... Was this it? I'm so confused too. Okay, back, Patrick, I'm gonna go back. This is as if I had just held. And when you told me to. Tell me, what do you want us to do? Oh, just go here? And left. Ah, Patrick! Patrick! That's the spirit! Patrick saves our ass once again! How exciting. This is exactly where we need to go. If I had something to give away, you would win it. He is, isn't he? Absolutely. Gold star for Patrick. Oh my god, I can't wait what happens when we punch in that number 406. This is so exciting. I'm really glad we can play this game together. This is really cool. Because on my own, I think you've... have you now? That makes perfect sense now. On my own, I would probably feel frustration, anger, and all that. But because we're doing it together, this is actually a really enjoyable experience. Okay, now here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what we need to punch in that number for now. Can we go closer? Yeah, come on. Okay. 406. It's green! It turned green! How exciting is this? Oh my god. Welcome to the secret lair thing. This looks like the president's desk back there. Joseph for mayor. Well, looks like he won. Good for Joseph. Makes you think, I mean, were there any other candidates? Yes, well done, Patrick. Absolutely. God race once again. So really, I mean, this is... If I look at this, this is just a cylinder with a map, isn't it? No, it's not. There's got to be something more to it than that. I think they have a... They've got something... They've done something else there. If you look really close... These things, it's not just a cylinder, it moves. So it could be an animated cylinder. That could be. A Connie. What's a Connie, Rod? Ah. Wow, look at that. So we've had... Right. Thank you, Rod, for clarifying. So it looks like we've had other mayors before. And I mean, if these are actually years that these people were in power, then I guess Carolyn Farley was the mayor for 30 years? Really? Benjamin Sims was the mayor for over 300 years. Can that be, is that possible? For 3,000 years? Oh my god. Carl Hunrath was a mayor for what, 10,220 years? That's... God. Mike, thank you so much for popping in. It was really nice to hang out. Join us for more of the good stuff on Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also doing a 3D stream for, 3D software type thing, probably Dash Studio next Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there's more Subnautica on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop by any time. Great to have you. And thank you for that Unity link. Unreal link, sorry. Now this is the door on the other side that was locked. Not anymore. So now we can probably go into this a little bit easier. That's very nice. That's very nice. Nice couch. Do you need another screenshot of any of this, Rod? All right. Creepy music. I'll try to take one from the bottom here. Maybe you can make one of the girls sit down on the couch. Shima can't go further down with the camera. Well, that might be nice. Mike, you can't leave now. Oh my god. It's getting crazy good here. Another good creaking effect. Ah, it is about mayors, Patrick. And also it's about the tree, isn't it? And look at that, we found a direct access road to that tree. Indeed. And this is also that thing that we found last time when we had to dial that telephone thing at the top here, and that would bring somewhat of an elevator down here. Ah, looks like we can't use it. Ah, and it also looks like that game world is continuing further at the bottom there. That will get us to the tree. I bet that will get us to the tree. Because last time we looked, that was when we were on the other side of this door, we were admiring whatever is underneath here. And if that is connected, like at least, height-wise, then probably going down that elevator will get us to the bottom entrance of this thing. Patrick, we're totally going to investigate the mayor's desk over here, because I want to hear some more of that music. Look at that, air conditioning, he really had it sorted. And what is this? Yes, music, awesome. Okay, let me sit down here. My fellow Ah, yes. Look at that. It's like the minutes. My fellow Hunrathians. Let me do the voice. My fellow Hunrathians. I am appalled with how things have been run here for the last 10,000 years. The people of this fine country deserve better. A clue to that code has been placed under the direction of our first mayor. The first mayor. Who was the first mayor again? Good thing we have some plaques on the wall. Luther Roscoe. He was only in power for 3,500 years. That's, of course he wouldn't have known what he was talking about. Of the Mayor Plank. Patrick. I think it's not a 38 actually, it's BH. What happened between the 3 years from 300 BH to 0? What happened there? Was there no mayor on board? Probably, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. AH. They did explain that in Farley's house there, didn't they? Before Hunrath and after Hunrath, that could be. It looks like I can't touch this, so it's not something that's physically underneath the plaque or any of these plaques, I think. But like you say, something must be in these numbers. So I would imagine 500 minus 3, that is a 3-digit number that we can live with. 497, perhaps. Let's have another look at the rest of that little booklet. And also, what's happening here? The WOW Award. Awesome. For community excellence. Oh, and we've got this. That's kind of creepy. You see, with this game, you never know if this is just a little trick or if this is actually meaningful. Wonder if this is actually the first mayor up here. Anything else we can do with that desk? Oh yeah, of course, there's this. Roscoe. Oh, compass. Oh, come on. I can never quite figure out the controls for looking at these things in 3 dimensions. Oh, good thing I have a mouse as well. I wonder what it says underneath the tape that covers whatever this is here. Oops. Iowa, also nice. Another compass. Oh, how interesting. One's the one that works and one's the one that doesn't work. And it looks like the one that doesn't work is in the box. What do you think that means? Magnetic north is changing twice a second? Minnesota. All right. Brian. And haven't we taken vast amounts of pictures of license plates? Wasn't one of them Minnesota? North Carolina, Arizona, Minnesota. IR 2958. What does it mean? 2958. That's not quaternary, is it? Could it become quaternary? Quaternary. If we translate that? I mean, what is if this is decimal, 2958, what is that in quaternary? Could be a 6-digit number we could put in. Yeah, and what is 10,000 lakes in today's money? If it was 10,000 in 1958, maybe, you know. I do like how it makes our brain think. Yeah, 6 digits, that's right. Yeah, 6 digits was another door that we found. In fact, it was a phone number that we found probably at the top of this thing. It's not far away. It is just around the corner, this thing. The top of this required a 6-digit number to be keyed in via telephone. But of course, if this was indeed the same number, there's also a warning. Oh yeah, this thing. Do not approach anything that even remotely resembles this diagram unless it has been disabled. Can't quite remember if we've actually come across it. I do have a twisty puzzle that looks a bit like that. I think it's called the Impossiball. It's kind of tricky to fix. And we've got a door wedge. We can even do something with it. Look at that. For may all your doors stay open, Mr. Can't read that. Nah, Mr. something. That is quite funny, actually. Can't do anything with this. There's nothing underneath here. Well, let's do that. We have so many combinations of that number now. How do we best get up there again? Front view of the desk, sure, coming right up. See if the automatic gain control kicks in here. From here, yeah, we'll totally try that. And I'll also give you another shot from somewhere here, maybe. Closer, sure. Oh, so that, yeah, I see. So that we have this type of shot, right? Boom. Yes, more music, come on. This is exactly what we need. Oh, do you know we have several buttons here? We've got this one, kind of a standalone type button. That doesn't seem to do anything. But we have these two buttons, don't we? Very good, Patrick. Oh, I can't press them. Thing doesn't light up. Of course, Patrick, let me know which ones you'd like. Can I press these things now? Well, I'll post them all on Discord later in the game chat. Anything I can find. And Brian, I'm also going to post an article of where to find that folder. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. They'll all be on Discord, so you can grab them from there. I kind of like a screenshot like this because it really does remind me of. I would like to nail those lights here. My friends, suggestions. How do we get back up here? Ooh, model airplane. That's the Connie you were taking, what you were taking out earlier. You spotted it, I totally didn't. Isn't it funny how you can look at the same picture and different people spot different things? Yeah, Patrick, let's try to animate these things. Cylinder, little morph, left and right. Tiny bit of a texture there, loopable texture. We should be good. But, my friends, let me know how we should get back out of here so that we get up to the top, to this thing here. Which looks pretty much like that Connie that you were just describing. Is it just as simple as turning up and turning right? Of course it's not. That would have been too easy. Back the way I got? Okay, cool. Let's try. This is kind of cool. Somehow the walking faster option has just locked itself in here. That's kind of cool. Do you know? Look at that! Ha 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 ha! There we go! Very grateful for all the screenshots we've taken, because of course I've forgotten the number already. All right. Let's try this. This was the number station thing again, wasn't it? 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2. All right, that is very cool. So you've translated it literally from quaternary or from decimal into quaternary. That is very, very cool. Well done. That is seriously cool. Let's have another look at that Minnesota license plate. Of course, somebody would have written a quaternary to decimal calculator. Sure. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, Christina had this. I see. Thank you. Christina had this idea last time that a number keypad on a telephone also has letters on it. So maybe it is in fact 1 followed by the number that is the letter R followed by 2958. But of course I don't have a telephone anymore that has numbers on there. Or do I? Let's have a look what the good old iPhone says if I bring up that keypad. It reckons that the letter R is in fact the number 7. Yep, 7, 7, absolutely. There it is, 7. Ha ha ha, very nice. Very cool. Let's try it out. So, my God, what was the rest of the number? There we go. So, there we go, exactly. That's the spirit. Thank you so much. Do you know, both my returns have gone down. So, YouTube is lagging, telling me it's looking bad. Mixer is kind of stopped. But it must be working for you, right? That's good to know. The 7, we got that by deriving from the Minnesota R and thought maybe that is being replaced by, that letter is replacing a number. So let's try 1, and we just inferred it from the keypad of a telephone. 7, 2, 9, 5, 8. Oh my God! It's ringing! Once you got it, Brian, let me know what they're saying. Ah, is that button ever so slightly green here? Do you know exactly? Thank you so much for choosing a credit card company. Also, your car insurance. That is the best. We don't have a car. And I love it when spam calls go, hey, this is about your car insurance. Is it now? What was my car again? Ay, caramba, mamacita. All the buttons are now have this faint green glow to it. This is exciting. Well, gents and ladies, where to next? Looks like we can we go up? Oh my God, we can go up, can't we? Great, Dreamlab. How did you do it? Cancel your phone service? That is exactly what I do. I just don't answer anymore. Okay. Mayor's office. See what happens if we go down. Oh my God, we're going down. All right. Can we go even further down? That'd be kind of cool. No, that's it. Basement, haberdashery. Oh, cable coils and all that. Oh, the bog. Look at that. Bit of privacy here. Air freshener. New car smell. Good stuff. Laundry hamper. Yes, good stuff. Well, just in case we're never going to get out of here, I think we'll be just fine here. Music. Can learn the trumpet. Oh, it's a deep forest, is it? True. Yeah, don't knock it. It's very important. Is there actually a record on here? I guess there is. Oh, and here's the fresh linen. That's where that goes in. Nice shirt. And a bed. I think I'm gonna like it here in Honrath. Ah, and is this, in fact, the way to meet that tree? Woohoo! That is very cool. There's only one other item of interest in here, which is... Oh, that looks familiar, doesn't it? Oh, somebody's filled it in, look at that. Ha ha! They received a copy as well. And some of these numbers are filled in. 1518 and 158. It almost makes sense, doesn't it? So it's basically 158. It's just the 5 and the 1 and the 8 overlaid. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I totally took a screenshot. Yeah, absolutely. Good idea. I wonder if we're going to find more of these so that eventually we're going to find out the whole roster of stuff. Oh my god. Well, what do you say, guys? We go up in the elevator and see... Oh, yes, good point. I think while I'm holding it, I can't actually see... I can't move. Or can I move it? No, I can't. We can go up in the elevator to the very top. I'd love to see what's there. Let's try that. And then, of course, I'd love to see what's happening at the tree. So, first floor, second floor. Well, it depends on if it's European or not. This is basement, ground floor, first floor, second floor in Europe. In America, ow, exactly. In America, first floor is in fact the ground floor. Ooh, tree is in spitting distance. I'm on top of the world. Oh man. More tech to play around with. Hunrath, Murray, Mofang, and Kaptar. Oh my god, and like one of those military-styled phones as well. Maybe we can do a live stream from Hunrath to Mofang. Yeah, it isn't easy to understand. It's, do you know, we had an elevator in London that had an American voice, and because it was an American company, they were calling the basement first floor, and that seriously confused us because we were all thinking, it's the ground floor, isn't it? What the... Nothing on TV. Oh, that's a shame. Ah! Oh, that's where that camera's wired into. Zzz. Zzz. Looks like there are no buttons on here. These are probably just reception controls. So I suppose if we have a connection, we go and get a green light. Nah, no knobs, my friend. This looks like a mobile phone, like one of those old military style ones. Is this a button? No. That's it, exactly, like a walkie-talkie. Oh, we can actually walk outside. Take in the sights. Very, very cool. Tino, look at those cables. They look like they're attached to the bubble. Literally, they just end in nothingness. Like suspended in midair. Ooh! What have we here? Speaking of military style things. Do you think? I was listening very closely. If I did blow something up, maybe it's happened in another dimension. It does, doesn't it? Let's write that down. It's a good title for something. It ends in nothingness. Oh, what have we here? Oh, this is a TV that connects to the garage. Right. God, let me try. It ends in nothingness. It ends in nothingness. Huh. I have a feeling we will come back to this room. Right, let's have a look at that tree. There's so much more to explore. I mean, look at this, for example. We should be able to blow those rocks away. There's another one of these rooms that we haven't been able to reach before we found that circular pattern with which we can now turn our little cart around. My God. Ooh. Yeah, the garage TV. How do we get to... Where did we want to go again? One more floor down, right. Well, yeah, exactly, the tree. So there should be... Yes, good point. One more floor down. Because there was a way in, wasn't there? So, yes, indeed. From here. Yes, that's the spirit. Thank you so much. Very good, very good. Behold. The tree. The tree. With his own irrigation system. Oh my God, we can go down there? No way. We can go into the tree? The junk trunk tree. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go down there. Do we all have coffee still before we proceed? Do we need coffee? I've got some coffee still. Julia, do you need coffee? Julia's okay. It reminds me a little bit of a text adventure that I used to play on the Commodore 64 called The Pawn. A very beautiful magnetic scrolls text adventure. Whoops. Something's just been loading. It looks like... Yeah, it was kind of a slight delay. I have a feeling this was a load screen. In fact, this whole thing is an active load screen, isn't it? You can always spot them. Well, there's this corridor and you can't look left or right and it takes you 5 minutes to walk down there. Yes, I wonder what the game engine is doing in the background. Oh. Christina doesn't know what she's missing. Yeah, the cable colors, right? There's me thinking it's just a... Look at the fireflies, that's a cool effect. We try to get rid of them in renders all the time. We'll put them in deliberately and just make them float around. You've got a really cool effect. Yes, exactly, Rod. Ah. What have they done to the poor guy? There's another one of those walkie-talkies here. Voltage indicator. Currently saying 0. Definitely Rod. I mean, that's just... I have a feeling this is a little bit like what the guys on the moon felt like. They were stepping out. Oh man, really? And they were thinking, oh my goodness, look at gravity and non-existing gravity, and I'm like, oh my god, in space and stuff. And the people from Earth were saying, take pictures, and you go, dude. Now that beginning screen makes a little bit more sense, where we see the word abduction, and with the rocks floating about. Talk about nothingness. That tree has a lot more to offer than we thought. The TARDIS here must be floating around here somewhere. That is very, very clever. That is very clever! And when you go back outside, you don't actually see this thing. That is very clever! Can we pick up one of those rocks? Can we fall down here? Let's not try it out, shall we? Where does this end? This just ends in nothingness. What's happening? And this is all just before we've even flipped that switch that was quite obviously flippable inside here. Oh, it also has 2 exits here. Before we do anything with this, which obviously we will. Ah, yes. There's another one. And there's another one. Yeah, did anyone remember how we got in here? That light is just so cool, isn't it? Oh, there was a path going up. Oh, thank you so much. I thought we had stepped through one of these. Yes, my goodness, there's stairs here, aren't there? Ha 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 ha. There was this. And then there's door number 3. I can just see it now. Well, we went down into the tree and there was these 3 portals and they were kind of just, there's like a stone ledge that's basically leading out, and then we were kind of in space. And there was this nice music and there were a few cables hanging out. I am tempted to go through here and see what happens. Ah, notice the noise. Sound familiar? It's the same noise that we used to make when we approached the purple end of our Honrath bubble until we flipped that laser switch off. He probably lives here now. This is where he lives. What a cool game. It is just so exciting just to immerse yourself in this atmosphere. Huh. Are you ready to pull that lever, my friends? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? And what's gonna happen? Oh. Well, no time like the present. Tell me, Patrick, before I pull that lever, Patrick, tell me. To the left of this. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. It looks like it's not a switch. It's the same contraption that we had upstairs. This, however... Oh dear. I hear rushing water. Uh-oh. Ooh. Those fireflies have certainly increased in numbers, haven't they? This looks even better than before. Neither have I! I'm just glad the water didn't rise much more than this. Gee, I wonder if we can now go through one of these portals. Oh my goodness, look at that! So the water also... Oh... But I can just see another tree over there. Let's have a look if that's true for all the portals. Yeah, look at that. Oh! Oh! I wonder now, of course, that since we have found that flick switch into another dimension, is that the same that we need to do over there in any of these dimensions? Because those trees also look as if they're not currently glowing. I have a feeling that's our mission. Switch these irrigation systems on for all trees, and that will probably connect us with all the bubbles. Massive project indeed. Shall we go upstairs and see what the tree looks like from the top? If you need any more screenshots, guys, do let me know. Huh. Oh. Oh yeah, that's probably the loading again, isn't it? What was that? Tree continues to make that noise. Oh my god, it has changed color. That was a red tree, wasn't it? And now it's a green tree. Wow. What a mind-blowing experience that was. And quick indeed, yes. Patrick, tell me. It is magic, isn't it? Oh. I didn't do anything. It just turned red by itself. Hang on a minute. Is it changing colors? It's changing colors, isn't it? Yes, I remember, Patrick. That is so cool. I remember where it's outside by CW's place, wasn't it? There's at the top there was this valve, this tap. And it continues to change its colors. Was that by track, Patrick? Wow. Let's take a closer look at it. Yes, because CW was going on about connecting cables. And you know what? We can just wander gaily out here. Right. Do you think there are other colors? I would love a tree like that in my garden. In fact, I'd love a garden for that matter. But yeah, if I had a garden, I'd love a tree like that in my garden. There is up here, I think there's a part of the game that we haven't quite explored yet. Can you imagine, the seasons are actually 10 seconds. Yeah, exactly. 1 year is like 30 seconds. I think that was, Brian was absolutely right. We've turned this on, and that's why this works. So that explains also why some mayors have been here over 10,000 years. Shall I switch this off? No, right? We should leave this on. If I switch this off, this is going to that'll be detrimental to the health of our ever-changing colored tree. I think it's on, yeah, it's kind of dripping here. I'll try turning it off, see what happens. Tree's not going to like that. Hey, wait a minute, by switching this on and off, maybe we can lock in the color of a tree. So maybe that's important. Maybe it is so that it needs to be green in order for us to, I don't know, move to the green bubble. That's it, yes. Bake the tree shader in, that's right. We haven't explored what's on the other side here. I wonder if we should do that. We can't get over here, but I guess this little device could potentially do that. Yeah, so it looks like we've locked it in. Let's open it again and turn it into a different color. And just see if we can lock it in. Ah, there we go. Now it's red. We'll leave that on for a while, keep watching it. See if there's a color we fancy, see if we wanted to lock that in. Here comes the orange. So it looks like we've learned how to lock in the color of a tree. Yes, it did, didn't it, Rod? What color do we like? Yellow, maybe? Let's try that. What happens if I turn it off now? Yellow locked in. Yeah, let's leave it here, see if it changes again. Looks like it's not doing that. Ah, fuchsia, good idea. It could be a clue, Patrick. You never know. Ah, but it certainly does seem to stay this color. So what happens if I flip that switch again then? Yeah, I can see it turning already. So Brian, in answer to your question, where did the weekend go? This is probably a good example of this is how time just disappeared. I tell you, time isn't what it used to be. I remember when an afternoon used to last long. It doesn't anymore, does it? I'm thinking, oh great, I have a day off. Where's that day gone? I don't know about you, but I don't feel it's turning much anymore. It looks like that's the color now. This thing is definitely on, is it? Water leaking out and everything, yeah. It looks like this has been the color for a while now. Because I remember quite clearly when I went to school, like many, many years ago, when I was little, when there was a summer holiday that was 6 weeks long. That was like an eternity. Back in those days, an afternoon used to last a while, like literally a long time. And now, 3-4 hours, that's just even a year. If you think about what's happened in the last 12 months, you think, oh my God, 2019, that's like half over already. That's only just begun. Yeah, because when you're young, that's exactly right. Yeah, you're right. The young think, oh man, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And we're thinking, man, it's turning green, isn't it? Is it turning green? It is turning green. What shall we do then? Shall we let the colors change, or shall we lock in a color like green? Or wait for it to turn yellow again? What do you think? Right. Ooh. That's a very good analogy, Rod. Well, let me try and set up a little poll, and then we vote what we're going to do with that tree. Well, there you go. You have 60 seconds to vote. Which color shall we turn it? Or shall we not turn the color? That is also perfect. We can also do that. All right, looks like the favorite is to turn it yellow. Yellow looks like it's the favorite. Nobody wants to see it red again. No, it's been red for quite some time, hasn't it? Julia, what do you think? Color of the tree? Green, yellow, red? We can lock in the color. Julia says yellow. 3 seconds to go. There we go, yellow it is. Oh, and it is yellow too, so let's quickly flick that switch here. I hope the shade of the yellow doesn't matter. Right, it should no longer turn now. This is the color we're going to lock in. And now, of course, the next big question is, what are we going to do next? Good idea. And also it locks in with Patrick's idea of yellow cable, yellow tree. Perhaps that's exactly what we need to do. We could try that. I think there's another 1 or 2 things in here that we should be taking care of. One of them is that there's another little pocket that has, or like a cave that has boulders in front of them. I say we grab our cart and we blow that away. And we'll just keep an eye on the tree. I'm hoping it's going to stay like this. Because this thing here, I mean, that's why I'm interested in getting over here. This thing looks like it's doing something with or to the tree. Do you think it's going green? Maybe this thing does not lock in the color then. Well, let's take a picture. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it just changes slower. Do you know what? While we're fairly close to this, let's go back downstairs to the bottom of the tree and just have a quick look what's going down there. If the whole setup at the bottom of the tree has changed somehow, water levels and all that. Yeah, I think it is turning green. I've taken a screenshot so we can always compare the color from a couple of minutes ago. At least we now have a bit of an understanding of where to go to reach our destinations here. It's definitely green, isn't it? But like you say, I think it's changing much slower than it did a minute ago. Yeah, definitely green. Because if we compare that to the picture we just took a moment ago, that was more yellow. I like that they put the lights in here. Little loading screen coming up here. That's another idea. Depending on what the tree color is, let's try to go through that door. Like, you know, green cable. Oh, water levels? Water levels are still up to scratch. Hang on a minute. Green cable. Another green cable over here. But that's a blue door. Green cable and red door. I think the color of the cable is of no big importance. Yellow cable, green door. Yeah. It makes sense, doesn't it? If the other bubbles also have trees that need to have water and all that, as soon as we switch one of those on, we'll probably be able to use these portals. Ah. Ah. And that blue flash, that appears to happen every time we emerge from the cave. Look at that, it's turning yellow already. Well, I assume so, yes, because there are other bubbles. And I'm thinking that in order to traverse between them, we probably have to enable the trees in all those dimensions. I mean, you know, I'm thinking. What was up on this roof again? Nothing. Okay, cool. That's right, yeah, 4 in total, so 3 others. Indeed, indeed, and I wonder if those are kind of indicators for live feeds into any of these dimensions. So this one's empty, this is cool, but there was one behind here. Look, this thing, we haven't looked into that. There's one track that goes into the back of this. Well, let's grab our car while it's here. I had completely forgotten where that was. Yeah, that is. I find that really funny when some developers put that in the credits of either of movies or games. I think on Voodoo Vince they did that. How many pencils had been used and sharpened and all that, and how many gallons of coffee had been consumed. I'll just park my car here because otherwise I'll forget where I put it, and I'll just try and find that entrance to this thing. Was that in here? Yes, here it was, that's right. You go in here and that's blocked. I think that's blocked on the other side as well. The only thing is that it's not glowing red. That's exactly right, Dreamlab. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think it's glowing red on the other side. Brian, do you think that makes a difference? Certainly not glowing red. I guess the only way to find out if the laser can penetrate that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Still another area of the game that we need to explore at one point, so definitely want to keep thinking about. These boulders, however, they glow red. And we couldn't shoot them last time because we had no way, to turn the cart around. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we do. I think that's a great idea. Let's blow those things up. Let's see what's behind there. And then we can wrap this session up. Can you believe that we've been playing for nearly 3 hours? Did this feel like 3 hours? It certainly didn't to me. This was 3 hours. We started at 4 o'clock pretty sharpishly. It's now 7. That's crazy, isn't it? That is just so crazy. I understand why streamers do 8-hour sessions now. We barely began this session somehow, isn't it? Ended in nothingness, yes. That's exactly right. That is a quote. Ended in nothingness. But look at what we've learned. We can go switch these things without getting out of the car. Ha ha ha. Now, in order to turn this car around, have we turned it around already? This may be just what we need. Now, we need to turn it around, don't we? We need to go the other way. We need to go back that way. Yes, this way. Oh, and then we need to go over here. Oh, see, Rod, you just got an hour back. How exciting! I love it when that happens. I think that junkyard, that was reachable just by going straight ahead through here, right? Oh yeah, 1 a.m., look at that. Christina totally flaked out today. Usually she's up 24 hours a day. I don't think Christina sleeps much. No, I think she does sleep. But knowing her and knowing that she likes this game, I'm sure she's going to catch up on this tomorrow when she gets up. So in case you do, Christina, welcome back. The abduction marathon, says Julia. Oh my god, full speed ahead, Mr. Kane. You know, I found a game earlier that was called Back to 1995. It's available on the PS Vita and the PlayStation 4, and it's got low-res graphics and warped textures, and basically it's kind of it's an homage to Silent Hill 1, I guess. I think I'm making a mental note of that. Sounds like a good game. It's a bit of a survival horror game, so it's something for you, Patrick. That takes you back, right? Yeah, it's called Back to 1995, and it's on the PlayStation Store. And it's a cross-buy, so it's for $10. I think you get it for PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4. We should look at that. Is it going to break the world now? And now, back back at Farley's house. It was so scary, wasn't it? I've really tried to play Silent Hill number 1, and the controls were just so abysmal, and the graphics were so sad that I never really got into it. But I did it after playing Silent Hill 2. Oh my god, Silent Hill 2 was an absolute marvel. I played that for both the PlayStation 2 and the PC. There was this PC version that was called Saiga no Uta, and I think it was first a Japanese release, and then it came out for the PC in the West. Stain Crows, thank you so much for your subscription. I appreciate that. And sadly, before I moved to the US, I sold that PC copy of that game. I'd love to play that again on modern hardware. It'd be so cool. They made a few others there. Silent Hill 3, The Room, and Silent Hill 4, the, don't know, closet or whatnot. And I never really got into them that much. Silent Hill Sundays! I like it, I like it. Ah, are we facing the right way or what? We're so facing the right way. This is so exciting. If I could get hold of a copy of that for PC, that'd be awesome. I haven't seen it as a download. That'd be something that would just, that'd be just good for great old games. Okay, let's get rid of them rocks. This is nice. I've never seen this in the same frame. Usually we have to kind of turn a weird way. Yeah, see, I'm not either, Dreamlab. I'm not really into survival horror. That's really not my thing. But that game, oh my god. Shame Mike isn't here, otherwise he could tell us what this means. So now we're in Russia, are we? How exciting. And I can hear rushing water. Oh! Is that the other side of that door that we couldn't open earlier? We still can't open it. This is where we need that radiation suit from Subnautica. That's very good, Dreamlab. Yeah, that must be picnic area in Russian. Oh, okay. Trash can, that's where all the Creative Cloud files go. Also, they were going to make a remake of Silent Hill, did they? I hadn't even heard of that. Well, then who needs Silent Hill when you have this? Whatever this is. What's an atomic submarine doing in Hunrath? More reading materials. Submarine parts salvage logs. So what, this thing just showed up here? One retro encabulator. That sounds good. 17 assorted momentary switches. 3 pressure meters. Cutting torch. Acetylene canisters. 40 large cans assorted vegetables. Well, that could come in handy. 22 torpedo warhead explosives. And 6 fire hoses. Now we know how they made why they're all different colors and how they made them. 188 welding rods. Hey Rod, you're in the log. Did you know? And of course, most importantly, 12 cases of Zubrovka. One rot's hair. That is so funny. Oh man. Can we go down here? Wow. I can imagine that material came right out of Substance Painter. We've seen these connections before, haven't we? Didn't we find a submarine like that in Uncharted? In the jungle? Exactly the same kind of moment, a submarine where it really shouldn't belong, in the middle of the jungle. Okay, this is a good way out here, but can't we board the submarine? And is this one of them warhead things sticking out? I think, was that the first one? I think it was the first one. You can even, if you look closely at the gold texture here, it's got really tiny scratches. Not over the top, it just looks very, very good. The texture is almost better than the geometry on this. It's unbelievable. But it also goes to show what a good texture job can really do for an object. The trilogy, the remastered Uncharted trilogy, is currently on Amazon.com for PS4 for $13 on disc. Contains the first 3 games, remastered in 1080p. Maybe that is something I should be investing into. I don't use my PS4 that much these days. And that's usually due to the lack of games. That would be an awesome game to stream. The whole first 3 games. Wasn't a big fan of the 4th one. Definitely the first 3. It's basically like Tomb Raider with a really, really funny story. Yeah, I see. I don't know, Patrick. I like the story, but I really don't like what they've done to the dynamic of how you engage enemies. Not a big fan of that. There's literally nowhere you can hide, and everyone kills you all the time. It's not my kind of game. I just find it a shame that they felt it necessary to change the dynamic so much, because the first 3 were very straightforward kind of third-person shooter games with the same Lara Croft aspect to it that we know and love. But yeah, they felt it necessary to make a change there. But I like the graphics. I have to say, the graphics were pretty awesome. Yeah, the story, absolutely. I agree with the story was good. Oh, it's another little book. Let's have a look inside that. CW's journal, look at that. Bedtime reading before we all go to bed. I ain't lying, I've been hurting a bit. That's kind of how he sounds like. Farley suggested I might write some stuff down that it might ease the pull. She said it helped others. I ain't got a lot of hope for that, but I reckon I got nothing to lose. Was he Southern? Actually, I have no idea. And I'm seeing the text for the first time. I haven't mentioned Emma to many folks around here, and she and Scarlett have been on my mind quite a bit. I don't want to make him out to be a stupid Southerner. That's not my intention, but I think, he was a little bit rude to us, so perhaps he deserves that kind of treatment. I got a dull ache in the back of my brain that occasionally rings back there like a broken church bell. The thought of them resonates, but I guess that grieves me in that the ringing is quieter. I'm forgetting, losing them. It's been a long time. I saw Sweet Claire playing with the truck outside Farley's a few days ago. It brung back memories of Scarlett. That's cool. It brung back memories. That's very cool. But I have a hard time picturing her face anymore. It's a sad thing, losing them we love. And with the music in the background, very cool. Shall I do the rest in Russian? I can do that. It's sad thing losing them we love. I suppose it's Miss Blessing that the memories start to fade. At least the deep hurt goes away. I don't know. I think a southern thing was better. Don't encourage him, yeah. Maybe in Scottish and the rest. But replace the dull longing, that bell that keeps ringing. Where there's guilt, a sorrowful guilt that creeps up and tells me I should better remember him. Sometimes it's hard to bear. Hey Captain, shall we stick with Scottish? Let's do Scottish. When I was brung here, I was captured and about to hung by the neck. So I suppose either way, I never would have seen my wife and daughter again. That's called comfort. This writing don't help much. It dredges the heart up. I think my work distracts me. I'll stick with that. Oh dear. No countries were harmed in the making of this production. That's very, very true. So, that doesn't give us that much insight into CW's mind, though, I must say. Oh boy. I wonder if this is a good place to stop this session. What do you think? I don't really want to play. I don't want to stop, really. I could keep going on and on and on. But we've been doing over 3 hours now. I think, this is a good place to stop. This is a good place to stop. My friends, I think it was a lot of progress today, absolutely. It was a lot of fun hanging out. This was so much fun, and we've made so much headway there. I think, so what have we got to do then next time? Are there more boulders to blow up? I don't know. We gotta think about this. We gotta think about this. Me too. I'm starving too. My friends, thank you so much for hanging out. It was absolutely amazing. Let me go save that game before we finish that. Oh yeah, I just go quit. That's it. And we will do this thing again next Monday, of course, 4 p.m. Join me on Friday for the D-Force Magnet stream. That's going to be very exciting. I've been playing around with it. I've been rendering an animation, and I'm thinking I could probably show you something in which your character is in bed and she kind of pulls her duvet or her blanket over her, and we're going to make that happen so that the duvet or the blanket kind of clings to the hands, and then, she keeps pulling and pulls it over her. That's going to be very cool. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your tips. Brian, I've uploaded 3 more chapters to ACX, so more for your listening pleasure. I see you next time. And Brian, if you have any more tips, drop them in an email. That really, really helped to put the story forward and put the story of track. It's not in Scottish, Patrick. But thank you so much for asking. Take care. Bye-bye.